Altion Jurek, best known as Altion Childs, is an Australian performer who topped the charts after winning the second season of X Factor Australia in 2010. On April 15th of this year, Altion published a 5-hour video claiming he was initiated into the Freemasons, and that Freemasonry is hiding the true world religion, Satanism. He goes on to reveal how every initiate must swear a vow of secrecy to never reveal the secrets of Freemasonry to anyone whatsoever, under penalty of having their bodies severed in two and their bowels burned to ashes, their throats slit, and their tongue torn out by the roots.
This is the sign you do upon entering and exiting the ritual room while facing the Grand Master. It stands for throat slit, and it goes like this.
They use symbolic gestures to flaunt their secret religion, such as the sign of the Master of the Second Veil, or the hidden hand, the sign of silence. As you move up the ranks of Freemasonry, the oaths of silence for taking each degree become more brutal, having your heart torn out and fed to wild beasts, your head struck off and placed on the highest spire of Christendom, destroying your business and reputation, and hanging you in your own home. Masonic rules clearly stipulate that the Lodge has the authority and obligation to uphold these mandates and penalize any member who violates them. Masonic rules also warn members from inviting the vulgar and profane. The profane is what they call the uninitiated, anyone outside their secret order. As one climbs the ladder of power in Freemasonry, each degree requires more barbaric acts from the initiate, from being humiliated and stepped on, drinking wine from a human skull, stabbing human skulls. And in one of the highest degrees, the initiate removes a blindfold to find a severed human head lying on the floor with a bloody knife beside it. He is instructed to take the knife in his right hand and the head in his left. Eventually, this leads the initiate to accept human sacrifice as a rite of initiation, which is the ultimate goal of this unholy hierarchy. The 33rd degree Mason Manly P. Hall, who was named Freemason of the Century, wrote that Freemasonry is a religion, and that initiates are intentionally misled until they reach the highest levels. He wrote that Freemasonry is an outer organization concealing an inner brotherhood, one visible and one invisible. The invisible is dedicated to the service of a mysterious arcanum arcanorum.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here with another edification through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, so first and foremost, Kal Halayam La Alahayanawa Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakah Kodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great millstone that rule well. Double salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching us truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters. Alright, so the title of this edification is the odious work of witchcraft. Alright, the odious work of witchcraft. When you go to that word odious, alright, let's go to that word. Alright, odious, it says extremely unpleasant, repulsive, alright, revolting, repulsive, repellent, alright, disgusting, offensive, objectionable, vile, foul, abhorrent, loathsome, alright, hateful, detestable, sickening, abominable, alright, abominable, abominable, alright, see down here, gruesome, horrendous, alright, atrocious, awful, terrible, alright, and a lot and all, not a lot, all their rights, all their their rites of passage, their rites of initiation within their secret societies and whatnot, so forth, and their rites of passage to step up, to each degree within the Freemason lodge and all these nonsense. All right, it's gruesome. All right, there's some gruesome things that these people do. All right, there's some wicked acts, some gruesome wicked acts that they do, and they do it. They perform. The higher ups, the higher ups, they encourage the performance of these odious acts, all right, of the newly initiated, all right, in order for them, it's like a blackmail. Let's put it that way, a blackmail in a sense, a ritual of blackmailing. So the secret or the secrecy of the order, all right, of the Masonic order will stay intact, all right. But we all know, all right, the scripture, it speaks of the works of the wicked being revealed. All right, there's where it is. When I go to Thessalonians, let's see if I can get that. Thessalonians 2 and 6. I will start at 6. All right, 2 Thessalonians. I will start at verse 5. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 5. I will start at 5 for time's sake because I'm on the plantation here. I'll head back on the plantation. Alright, so it says, remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things. This is Paul speaking, alright, to the Israelites in Thessalonica. Okay, and now you know what we're told, that he might be revealed in his time, and this is what is taking place, alright, being a time of revelation, alright, where the wicked is being revealed, that lid, that cover, is being lifted off. Okay, so it says, and now ye know what we're told, that he might be revealed in his time, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he now will let until he be taken out of the way. Alright, so the Lord is letting this man, Esau, Edom, do all they could do, and and what have you, so forth, until the time come when he's going to take them out of the way. Okay, verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed. Okay, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all signs and with all powers and signs and lying wonders. All right, and this is the time that we are in here. We are in the time of the of the revelation, the revealing of the wicked, who the wicked are, and their odious works. All right, and their odious works. There's what it is. All right, there's what it is. They are people that is vested on let's go to that word. Let's go to that word. Let's go to that word. Vested. Yeah. All right. So you it says here it says here entrusted to, investing. All right, is a verb. All right. All right, confer or bestow power, authority, property on or etc. on someone. All right, so this is what it is. They are in all authority. With the Lord has vested that authority of wickedness and of the secret societies and whatnot, so forth. All right, because Job 9 and 24. All right, let's go to that. Let's go to that. Job 9, morning. Job 9 and 24. It reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. All right, if not, where and who is he? Okay? So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. That is what it is, man. Alright? So basically, alright, all authority and power and what have you so forth is vested upon them, you know, within wickedness, to carry out wickedness, to be the authority. Alright, to be the authority within wickedness. The authority of wickedness. Alright? But the scripture said what? The scripture said what? The scripture said what? Pursuant to Sirach 19 and 20, 22. Sirach 19 and 22, it says what? The knowledge of wickedness. Alright, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Alright, because these people, they have a vast wealth of knowledge within witchcraft. Alright, because they studied all the ancient mysticism, whether it is Persian mysticism, Babylonian, you know, Samaria, or Samaria, alright, and what have you so forth, you know, Kabbalah magic and all these things, alright. They studied all these things and perfected. They perfected Egyptian mysticism, alright, all these things. Okay? They know about all these mysticism, Hinduism, alright? These things, you know, just to name a few, where there's many more, but they have perfected it. Alright? They have perfected it and, you know, bring it about and what have you so forth, and these are the things that has them so prosperous. Alright, these are the things that have them so prosperous. Alright, because this is what they do. This is what they do in order for them, you know, to live the lifestyle that they live. Okay? To be the ruling class that they are at this point in time right now. You understand? This is what it is with these Edomites. Alright? This is what it is with these Edomites and the wickedness, man. Yeah? Their odious work, man. Their odious work. You understand? And the Lord is what? The Lord is revealing it. Alright? He is revealing it. The world is getting to know what these people is all about. You know, the skull and bones and the Illuminati and where's the next one, boy? There's a next one. But nevertheless, you know, all these secret societies and whatnot so forth, you know, it ain't no secret anymore. Alright, it ain't no secret anymore. Alright? This is what it is. The Lord has taken away. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has taken away that covering that they had covered themselves in. You understand? And the world is getting to see these people for what they is. You know? That remind me of matter of fact, I'm gonna come to the blue letter. Come to the blue letter, yeah. Not Deuteronomy, Isaiah 32, I believe, and 5. Yep, Isaiah 32 and 5, where it reads, alright, Isaiah 32 and 5, it says, the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the child said to be bountiful. Alright? When I go into that word vile,
Strong's H 5036. Naval.
Alright, Naval. Alright, where it says foolish, senseless, fool. Let's see. Alright. When I go to the etymology.
Strong's H 5034. Navail.
Alright, it says to be senseless, to be foolish, to regard or treat as foolish, to treat with contempt. Alright? To treat with contempt. And this is what the world is looking at these people at now, as now. Alright? These people are being held in contempt. Alright? These people are being looked at in contempt, as base. Alright? Because the world is getting to see them for who they truly are. Alright? To sink or to drop down, to languish, wither, and fall, fade. Alright? And this is what is going to take place with them. They are going to wither. Right now they are withering and they are falling and they're going to fade away. Alright? To sink or drop down, to fall, wither and fall, fade, to drop. Alright? So let's come out of that. So it says here, oh sorry, and let's go to the word chill. So lucky about that. Let's go to the word chill. Alright?
Strong's H3596. Kilai. Kilai.
Alright?
Second entry. Kalai. Kalai.
Alright? So it says here scoundrel or knave. Alright? Scoundrel or knave. Alright, no, I ain't getting anything from that there. Alright? So this is what they are, a scoundrel. And you all know what a scoundrel is, a bastard, a good for nothing. Alright, so it says, the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity. Alright? His heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy. And this is what these people are, a bunch of hypocrites, man. Alright? This is what they are. They tend to put forth this moral aspect about themselves, this aspect of high integrity and what have you, so forth. Alright? When really and truly these people are a bunch of friggin' vile vagabonds. Alright? The scripture said what? They were viler than the earth. Alright? They were lower than the earth. Okay? So it says here, and to utter error against the Lord, yeah? To make empty the soul of the hungry, and will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. Even when they need, he speaketh right. But the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. Alright? This is where it is here. The world is getting to see these people for who they are. Their secrecy is no longer any secret. Yes, Sean. Yeah. Alright, their secrecy is no longer any secrecy. That's why when I go to still staying in the book of Isaiah, I was staying in the blue letter here for a while. Isaiah 29 and verse 15, where it reads, woe unto them, alright, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Alright, they think that no one is seeing them. They think that they're so intellect. Alright, they're so intellect. That's why they call themselves the Illuminati. Alright, they illuminated with knowledge. Alright, on the left hand side. That's why it's the scripture again says, you know, the knowledge of wickedness is not the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither the counsel of the sinners prudence. You understand? Because they think that, you know, they're so intellect and what have you, so forth, that nobody is seeing them. All what they're doing and all their plans that they're conjuring up and all the things that they're executing, all right, nobody is knowing, you know, and what have you, so forth. But the ones who is to know, they know. All right, there's where it is. Because yeah, there's a lot of individuals who don't have the slightest clue of what's going on around them. A lot of individuals. All right, within Jake and within all the other nations. All right, but at the same time, you know, the Lord has the ones to know who He wants to know, who He wants for them to know. All right, let's just put it that way. All right. It says, surely that your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing frame say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? Yeah? Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah, when I go to the NLT, it says in verse 29 and 16 Isaiah, alright, it says, how foolish can you be? He is the potter, and he is certainly greater than you, the clay. Should the created thing say of the one who made it, he didn't make me? Does a jar ever say the potter who made me is stupid? No. But this is what they are saying. This is what they say to themselves. Alright? This is what they say to themselves. Alright? You can remember the Isaiah 32, and I think it's verse 7 or verse 6, where it says that the utter error against the Lord, within their mind, within their thinking, within their logic of thinking and what have you, so forth, because of their puffed up pride. They're puffed up pride with the fact of the vast knowledge that they have. Alright? The vast knowledge that they have. They think that they could do better than the Most High. That's why they say they will be like the Most High. Alright? That's why they have an agenda to literally go up against the Most High, to try to overthrow the Most High, which they will fail, and fail miserably. Alright? But it just shows. It just shows. Because let me tell you something, all these secret society and what have you so forth, which is actually satanic worship and what have you so forth, alright, is actually a high level of rebellion against the Most High. And with that rebellion comes what? With that rebellion comes the notion, or so to speak, with that rebellion, it comes with that puffed up pride of they wanting to come up against the Most High. Alright? What do you think these secret societies is all about? What do you think is the true main purpose? Alright? That's why they are called devils, because they are the adversary of the Most High. When something is an adversary, it is against, it is anti. Alright? And with anti and with that, you would get what? You would get it will be a mindset of total rebellion to fight against. Alright? And this is what these secret societies are. Alright? There's a church on the left hand side. That's how Yahweh Shai has a church on the right hand side, These secret societies and satanic worship and what have you so forth is the church on the left hand side. Alright? And they think that they can come up against the Most High. They think that they can come up against the Most High and defeat him. See how this thing is going? Yeah? That's why the Lord said, still saying in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47, and I will start at verse 10 to get straight to the point, because I see I press for time. Alright, Isaiah 47 and 10, for it reads, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, alright, thou hast said, none seeth me. Yeah, they have trusted in their wickedness, and they say no one is seeing them. Alright? Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it had perverted thee. Yeah, it had perverted thee. Let's go to that word perverted. Let's look up that word perverted.
Strong's H 7725. Shuv.
Alright, so it oh whoa, a whole lot here, boy. A whole lot. Alright, so it says to return, to turn back, return. Alright, to return back, go back, come back. Alright, of spiritual relations, figuratively. Alright, to turn. You know what? Let me Google it. Let me Google it. And let me see what we could get from Google itself. Alright, bear with me. Perverted. Okay, good. Of a person of or their actions characterized by sexually abnormal and unacceptable practices or tendencies. Alright, and that characterizes them well, because hey, they perform a lot of sex rituals, alright, sex magic and all these things, alright, with the philia. You all know what I'm speaking about, the philias and whatnot, the whole philia ring, alright, these things. Okay, it says what, when you go to, it says here, unnatural, deviant, warped, corrupt, twisted, abnormal, unhealthy, depraved, perverse, alright, distorted, immoral, corrupted, debased, sadistic, evil. And this is what these people are: sadistic, evil, vile, rotten. This is what these people are. Alright, this is what these people are. Alright, a bunch of friggin' psychopaths, man. Alright, a bunch of friggin' psychopaths. So as it says, for thou hast trusted in thy wicked, thou hast said, none seeth me, thy wisdom and thy knowledge. It had perverted thee, because why? It is heavy witchcraft that these people are dealing with. Heavy witchcraft on a very high level. Because as I said, you know, they learn all these mysticism of all these past nations that came before, you know, that of these ancient empires and what have you, so forth, that they're leading, you know, all right, for wealth and supremacy and all these things. And the difference between these other nations and their own respective way of witchcraft and what have you, so forth, and Esau, you know, is that Esau has perfected it. All right, Esau has perfected it, because hey, they are the wicked. That's why they could be able to. They could only be able to perfect it because they are the true wicked. The Lord created them to be the wicked. All right, so the wicked will only be perfect in one thing, which is being wicked. All right, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it had perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Because they have so you know, perfected their wickedness. Alright, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee, and suddenly which thou shalt not know. The Lord said what? Stand now with thine enchantment. Alright, stand now with thine enchantment, because the Lord is accepting their challenge. Alright, the Lord is accepting their challenge. Stand now with thine enchantment, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, from since they were the serpent nation, from since in the garden. Alright, if so be that thou shalt be able to profit, if so thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied, okay? Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from all these things that shall come upon thee. Alright? You can go ahead and read the rest for yourself, you know. But there's where it is, because these people are the wicked, man. Their odious work, their detestable work of witchcraft. They believe and go down dying. They believe and go down dying with their witchcraft. You understand? That is why the scripture says, I really had to try and hurry up this year. When I go to wisdom, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12 and verse 1. Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 1, it reads, for thine uncorruptible spirit. Alright, so I was a bit disturbed there. I was thing there, but anyhow, it is what it is. So this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12 and verse 1. It reads, for thine incorruptible spirit is in all things, therefore chastenest thou them by little and little, alright, that offend. and warnest them by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended, and that leaving their wickedness they may believe on thee, O Lord. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those all inhabitants of thy land, all right, of thy holy land, Salakia, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices. All right, and this is what these Hamites were doing. This is what these Hamites were doing. Okay, that's why they were kicked out of the land. Okay, verse 5, on also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh, all right, and feasts of blood, with their priests out of the midst of the idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help, that the land which thou esteemest above all other might receive a worthy colony of the Most High children. All right, and this is the things that they were doing back then, and these are the same practices of these same secret societies here today. All right, this is what they practice. All right, and this is what this is the rites of passage that all these celebrities and what have you so forth, this is what they do. This is what they do. Okay, and a lot of them is coming out. All right, a lot of them is coming out of the woodwork and exposing, and giving their testimonial experiences of what they had been doing, and all these things in these societies, all right, and the level that they had reached because of all the wicked practices that they had practiced and what have you so forth, to the point that some of them it is weighing down on them, it is weighing heavy. All right, it's a heavy spirit, a heavy aura that they can't take it no more, that they have to speak out. That is why the scripture says, pursuant to Matthew, matter of fact, I'll go to the blue letter. When I go to Matthew 12 and 20, no, not 12, actually. Matthew 16. Alright, so Matthew 16:26, where it reads, alright, it reads, For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? Alright, and lose his soul, gain the whole world, yeah? But you can't sell a soul, your soul belongeth unto the Most High, you understand? But the thing about it is, the wickedness that you're doing, that that you put yourself in a whole world of hurt where Yahweh Shemi Shai is concerned. There's a lot of jakes, man. A lot of jakes, they're being initiated into these secret societies and whatnot, so forth, all for the name of fame and money and what have you, so forth. You understand? There's what it is. Alright? For what it is, a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? You understand? That's why the scripture says what? That's why the scripture says, is that 1 Timothy? Yep, 1 Timothy 6. 1 Timothy 6 and 10. It reads, For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, man. All right? Because the world is this generation that we are in here now, living in here now, is a perverted generation, a generation that is all about greed and lust, and the fulfillment of the flesh and all these things. You understand? So that the point is, they will do anything just to hold some sort of status within society. All right? Jake especially. Yeah, because Jake, the curses under Jake under those curses, heavy, and as Big Brother and God they say, Jake always want a quick fix. And part of that quick fix, yeah, a big part of that quick fix is selling out, is going into witchcraft and all these things, for them to reach where they want to reach. You understand? But I will leave with this last scripture here. I would leave with this last scripture here, which is Proverbs chapter 15. Alright, and 25. Proverbs chapter 25, it says, the Lord will destroy the house of the proud, but he will establish the border of the widow. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord, but the words of the pure are pleasant words. You understand? Because the righteous, they will keep in righteous conversation. Alright, the righteous will continue to do righteously, while the wicked will just continue to do wickedly. It's plain and simple. Alright, so with that, I hope you all are edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright, your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp signing out. Saying, Kalalayam La Alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Alright, double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great milestone that rule well. Double salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth to all the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled blood Israelites. Shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat. Hey, wah bad babal unto this wicked place, man. Wah bad babal.